Hello, everyone. So I'm going to show you some clips of the homeless shelter on Des Plaines Avenue. It's right by the illegal intake shelter. And this is the homeless shelter from back in February where you see all the tents were set up. You're going to see me do an interview with a homeless guy who talks about how Pritzker and Mayor Johnson let these people freeze their asses off while the illegal immigrants were put in warming buses and shelter only 1 block north of the center. So now with the DNC coming in to Chicago, they cleared up and threw out all their tents that they had. This is like their home, right? Even though it's tents, this is their home. And they were neglected. Some of them said they were waiting on the Chicago Housing Authority list for years. They tore everything down. They put up big fencing and moved them out so it looks good for the DNC while they're keeping the the illegal center, the intake center. That's the central area where everybody comes into Chicago. They go through receiving and they put them all over the Chicagoland area. And that's staying up. As a matter of fact, Pritzker and Johnson actually redid the sidewalks and the concrete around the intake center. So what I'm assuming these scumbags are going to do is they're going to take some of the folks, the other liberal scum from the DNC to check out their intake center. Otherwise, I don't know why they would have invested all the money in putting in new concrete and stuff around the center. But I find it kind of appalling that they kick all these people out while they're still making accommodations a block north for these illegal criminals who are committing crimes all over the city of Chicago. So take a watch. And please share this so that we can call out these Democrats ahead of the DNC convention. Thanks.
All right. So we're putting all these illegals in hotels, current hotels, empty hotels, food, new tents, and these people have to live like this in the city of Chicago. It's disgusting. It's right off the expressway, folks. We're going to go in here and talk to some of these people. It's just unbelievable. Look at this. The NGOs, hey, this goes to my buddy Ben Berquam. The NGOs give them better tents and housing for these illegal criminals are invading at the southern border. And is this crazy? Sanctuary City, huh?
My God.
Well, they gave him a garbage can. That's nice of them, right? There is an outhouse.
Continue to be organized.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about living in this situation and they're giving all this money to the legal immigrants to put them in hotels, clothing, food, shelter, phones? What are your thoughts?
That actually breaks my heart because it makes me feel like I'm an American immigrant. I'm a migrant from America. But
Yeah.
yet still, we got 17 CTA buses down there as warming buses.
Warming buses?
But, right.
I'm not asking for too much, but you think you can replace this one here just one time?
No.
Did you get your fine?
We're freezing out here.
Yeah.
And they won't let us on the bus.
So are you here when it's below zero?
Yes.
And do you try to get on the bus?
I tried. They told us we got not get on that bus and they're going to arrest us.
Only illegals.
Oh, you think-
Not our own people.
And they get mad at us because we come down. Actually, the police are mad because they got to sit there and watch them.
Yeah, they're on our side, the police. They're
Right.
forced. I talked to some of those police officers.
And they got attitudes with us because they're mad because they got to sit there and watch these people. You know, which is fine. I don't mind we're helping.
Right.
But don't stop helping us.
Yep.
You know, we need apartments. We need $9,000 a month. You know,
I spoke to some other people that have been on the CHA waiting list for like 1, 2, 3 years.
Yes. Yep. So, and did you see? This is us. This is what we do. You know, and you know,
If you had an opportunity to say something to Johnson and Pritzker, say this is Johnson you're talking to, what would you say to these guys?
Johnson, I just want to ask, man, I'm not asking for much. If you can give me a job, that way I can get out of this situation where I can help others, that would be more appreciated than anything. I don't want a handout. I want to work. I want to make a difference.
Yeah.
But you have everything. We don't.
Yeah.
And if you're helping those people, which I don't mind you helping, please don't forget about us. That's all I'm asking.
That's it. That's
Give
good.
us a crumb. That's all I want. A crumb.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I wish you guys the best. Thank you. Sure you. All right, we're at Polk and Des Plaines Avenue. This is the homeless camp. It was here for 10, 15 years. Ben Berkholman and J.J. Carroll and I were here a few times. We spoke to a number of homeless people, including ex-military folks that have been left behind. They're very upset that these illegal immigrants were getting housing, motels, food, clothing, anything they wanted, actually, phones. And Prickster and Johnson didn't give a shit about them forever. And now look what they just did, because the convention is not far from here. See this fencing? All the tents were removed. They put fences up to block the homeless folks that have been living there for a long time from getting back there, because they want the city to look like it's cleaner than it really is for the DNC convention. And what's really ironic is if you look right about a block and a half down, what's still standing is that illegal intake center. And we're going to walk down there in a second. But they left that up and standing while they kicked these people out, Chicago citizens, and they're making accommodations for illegal criminal Venezuelans and others that are flooding the city of Chicago. All right, right there is the illegal intake center for the city of Chicago. As you see, it's still standing. Right there between those two signs, you'll see that orange sign there. That was the homeless camp that Prickster and Johnson just tore down, where these people were living. Now keep in mind, many of them were trying to get housing for a while through the Chicago Housing Association Authority, and they didn't get it. Well, these people were getting it. Here's where our friends from Office of Emergency Management reside. And every time we come here to try to film what's going on, they tell us that we can't film in public streets. The intake tents are over there. Yeah, I can.
No.
Arrest me. How many times did you tell me that?
All the time.
Okay, and what happens every time you call the cops? What happens every time you call the cops? I'm standing on the street. I'm not on your line. You can't tell me where I could film. I mean, Jesus Christ, haven't you learned? What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide, man? Give me a break. You're not going to intimidate me. You haven't done it yet. You think you're going to do it now? You guys getting ready for the convention? Why did they get rid of the homeless camp down there, but they're leaving a legal intake center up? Do you know why?